छोड़ दी हो गया लाइव हो गई हूँ लाइव। Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 4 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab, scroll down to grade 4 math, and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter multiply fractions. The lessons we're going to cover today are multiply unit fractions by whole numbers using number lines, fractions of a number word problems, fraction of a number, scaling whole numbers by fractions. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the definitions as well. So here I'm on grade 4 math. The chapter we are on right now is multiply fractions. Let's just start with the lesson that is multiply fractions, multiply unit fractions by whole numbers using number lines. Okay, let's just start with the lesson multiply unit fractions by whole numbers using number line. So the first example is the model shows the product of 10 and 1 by 4. Complete the multiplication sentence that match the model. So to multiply, count forward by 1 by 4 and count forward 10 times. Like every time you have to count forward by 1 by 4 and you have to count 10 times. So you end up on 10 by 4. So that means 10 times 1 by 4 is 10 by 4, right? Let's just start with the test questions. The model shows the product of 9 and 1 by 2. Complete the multiplication sentence that match the model. So you have to count forward by 1 by 2. And how many times you have to do? You have to do 9 times, right? Count forward 9 times, right? So you end up here. That is 9 over 2. The correct option is 9 by 2. The model shows the product of 1 by 5 and 3. So you have to count forward by 1 by 5. And how many times you have to count forward? You have to count forward 3 times. So that is 3 times 1 by 5. The correct option is 3 by 5. The correct option is option number 2, that is 3 by 5. The model shows the product of 4 and 1 by 4. Complete the multiplication sentence that match the model. 4 times 1 by 4. So which is the correct option? That is 4 by 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. So that is 4 over 4. The model shows the product of 1 by 4, 1 by 5 and 4. Complete the multiplication sentence that match the model. That is 1 by 5 times 4. So which is the correct option? So that is 1 by 5 times 4 is 4 by 5. Option number 2 is the correct option. The model shows the product of 1 by 5. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. Fractions of a number word problems. Let's just start with the first example, that is in a box of 10 chocolates, one half have caramel filling. How many chocolates in the box have caramel filling? So one half, right? The total chocolates are 10. So half means you have to divide it by the 2, right? So when you divide 10 into two groups, that means that is 5. So that means 5 of the chocolates have caramel filling. Got it? The correct option is 5. Let's just start with the test questions. 3/10 of 20 cars in the parking lot are blue. How many blue cars are there in the parking? So how many cars? 3/10. So you have to do 3 by 10 times 20 because you have 20 cars in the parking, right? So let's just calculate 3/10 of 20. So 20 times 3 is 60 and 60 divided by 10 is 6. So the correct option is 6. That means 6 of the cars in the parking lot are blue. Got it? Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 6. Of the 12 people in a line of ice cream, one half want vanilla. How many people want vanilla ice cream? So they are 12. So divide means you need to divide it by the two equal groups, right? So divide it by the 2. 12 divided by 2 is 12 divided by 2 is that is 6. So the correct option is 6. Option number 1 is the correct option. Of the eight students in Mrs. Barrett's art class, one half are in the sixth grade. How many sixth graders are in Mrs. Barrett's art class? So, which is the correct option? The correct option is you have to divide into two equal groups, right? So 8 divided by 2 is 4. It is the correct option is 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. Of the 16 cows on Lee's farm, 3 quarters are brown. How many brown cars are on the farm? So which is the correct option? You have to do 3/4, 3/4, right? That is 3/4. 3/4 means you have to do 3/4 times 16. So 4 times 4 is 16 and 4 times 3 is 12. That means 12 of the cows in the farm are brown. So the correct option is 12. Option number 2 is the correct option. There are 9 houses on Austin's street. 5/9 of them are printed gray. How many gray houses are there on Austin's street? 5/9, right? So you have to do 5 by 9 times 9, right? That is 5. So that means 5 of the houses on Austin Street are gray. The correct option is 5. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is scaling whole numbers by fractions. Fill in the blank without multiplying. 9 times 1 by 3 is greater than 9 or less than 9. So basically, you have to see if you multiply 9 times 1 by 3, that is greater than 9 or less than 9. So just look at this fraction 1 over 3. That is less than 1, 1, right? So when you multiply it with 9, then 9 is also less than, then 9 times 1 by 3 is also less than 9. Got it? So that is 9 times 1 over 3 is less than 9. Got it? Let's just start with the test questions. Fill in the blank without multiplying. 9 times 1 by 3, you have to compare it to 9. So 1 over 3 is a fraction, right? And 1 over 3 is less than 1. So when you multiply 9 times 1 by 3, that makes it less than 9. So 9 times 1 by 3 is less than 9. Option number 2 is the correct option. So the correct option is option number 2 is the correct option, less than it is. Fill in the blank without multiplying. 8, you have to compare it to 8 times 2 over 3. So 2 by 3 is 2 over 3. 2 over 3 is less than 1, right? So that makes 8. If you do 8 times 2 by 3, that makes it smaller. So 8 is greater than 8 times 2 by 3, greater it is. So the correct option is 8 is greater than 8 times 2 by 3. Option number 2 is the correct option, greater it is. Fill in the blank. You have to compare 6 and 6 times 1 by 5. So 6 times 1 by 5. 1 by 5 makes 6 times 1 by 5 smaller than 6, right? So that means 6 is greater than 6 times 1 by 5. When you multiply a whole number with a fraction that is less than 1, so the fraction makes the whole number smaller, right? So 4 times 1 over 5 is less than 4. So 4 times 1 by 5 is less than 4. Fill in the blank without multiplying. 2 times 2 by 4, you have to compare it to 2. 2 times 2 by 4 is less than 1. The correct option is less than 1. Fill in the blanks without multiplying. 2 times 3 by 4, you have to compare it to 2. So 3 by 4 is less than 1, right? So when you multiply it by the 2, so then 2 times 3 by 4 is less than 2. The correct option is less than. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is scaling whole numbers, fractions of a number. This is the lesson I skipped. Let's just start with the lesson that is fraction of a number. So let's just start with the test questions. What is half of 8? So which is the correct option? The half of 8 is that is 4. The correct option is 2. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is 1 by 6th of 12? So which is the correct option? You have to do 1 by 6 times 12. So which is the correct option? That is 6 times 2 is 12. So 1/6 of 12 is 2. The correct option is 2. Option number 2 is the correct option. 2 it is, not 5. What is 1/5 of 10? One-fifth of 10, you have to do 1 by 5 times 10. That is 2. 10 by 5 is 2. Option number 1 is the correct option. What number is 1/3 of 15? That is 1 by 3 times 15. That is 15 by 3 is 5. So the correct option is option number 1 is the correct option. 5 it is. One three of 15 is 5. So the correct option is option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is what is 1/10 of 10, which is the correct. Very good one it is. The correct option is 1. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 4 math. The chapter we were working on is multiply fractions, and the lessons we have covered today are multiply unit fractions by whole numbers using number lines, fractions of a number word problems, fractions of a number, scaling whole numbers by fractions. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you, or either you can write down the questions in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any, right? So if you have any questions, please write down the questions in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. Any questions?